Hey, what is up everybody, Blaze for here, and today I have for you guys another video of Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about JP, mainly going over at least its release timing, most likely, seeing we got some new news from Sega themselves, as well as if this could possibly relate to global. So if you guys are interested in this, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. As always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, really does help me out quite a lot. A bunch of you guys actually recently came in, or at least upon my channel once again. Not sure what happened with that, but of course, if you are new here or even returning, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and consider jumping into our community in Discord, being Gotcha Metaverse, here down below in the description. I'll try to keep a lot of you guys updated on anything global related for P5X, JP, TW, CN, KR, you name it, we got it. Currently working on a few bots. I have a few of my mods, as well as my main man McBurn working on a few bots to kind of help out everyone regarding to anything P5X related. So surely, as always, stick around for that, and let's get straight into the video. So we got some new news today, at least some news going over about orders and things of this nature, pretty much announcing certain things for P5X JP. Now, this is kind of a big thing because quarterly, usually people are able to kind of gauge certain things with certain games based on these type of quarters. Now, before we get straight into this here, let me show you what I'm talking about. So one of the main things here that we're going to be looking at here, and you guys should see it on my screen, is on Twitter. Now Twitter, oh, what the heck? Oh, snap, that did not even pop up. Wait a minute, let me fix that on up for you guys real quick, and it should pop up now. Boom. So there we go. So Twitter here is going to be on P5X news and info if you guys want to see this yourself. But as stated right here, Sega ended up putting P5X Japan in or after Q4, and this is pretty much going to be just for the Q4 JP year, right? And it starts from now all the way to March 31st. Now, for some of you guys here, you may not know exactly what quarters are, and I'll help you out a little bit here as well with this, because not everyone really pays attention to this. But what fiscal quarters really are, think of them as more of a period of where it's kind of like a calendar, as always, right? Where now with this quarter period here, it's mainly used for like financial reporting, performances, things of that nature, pretty much being able to help the business either see what they need to improve on, or see like a certain track of performance or a certain track of what they need to do for those type of years. Now, the normal quarter terms for this type of stuff is a little bit different compared to what at least Sega has right here, right? Normal quarter term usually can range from January 1st to at least, I want to say it's like March 31st or something like that, in which that is usually the Q1. This all the way goes to the Q4, which goes from October 1st to December 31st, and that is kind of your normal ordeal. But this isn't going to be the case when it does come down to at least how Sega's doing their thing. And that's mainly because they're going to be going off of P5X Japan itself being in Q4, in or after Q4, in which is taking place from now to March 31st. Unlike normal Q4, which is October 1st to December 31st, this is a little bit different. And I'm not sure exactly why they're doing that differently, but who knows? I'm not going to complain because this is actually somewhat good. So if we think about it, right? JP has been getting hinted at a lot here. They've been doing their pre-registration and stuff like that. So it does make sense that, of course, JP is going to come out first, or at least we probably are going to have JP get most of his announcements, and eventually global during that same time will try the release at the same time if they decide to stay on their same track that they stated they wanted to do. Now, with this in mind, from now all the way to 31st of March this year, we should be able to see JP. That is actually kind of good because this is literally right before April, which is the actual anniversary for TW. With this in mind here, we could see two possible outcomes. Of course, JP should be releasing during that time frame, but how does this occur with global? Well, with this in mind, with that, we have to think about global could possibly still release very close to this. The reason why I'm saying it like this is because CN was somewhat the same way, where they released first and then 2 weeks after they decided to just drop out, or at least drop TW and KR. TW and KR were also stated as kind of beta testing or open betas. And at that point in time, a lot of us were thinking it was only going to be open betas for TW and KR, and CN was just the only one coming out. Turns out that CN was, of course, coming out primarily being the first one, and then TW and KR weren't beta tests. They were full game releases. So what I'm thinking here, especially when it comes down to the global community here, although we haven't seen much on at least any pre-registers and things like this, it does give you a little bit of a flame of hope where maybe they could possibly do the same thing with at least JP dropping in March, or at least the end of March, and in 2 weeks after or so, we may see the global release. Now, this is a huge grain of salt. This is a huge stretch, hoping that we could see this here. At the end of the day, they can choose what they want to do with this. This is literally only the quarter, like for at least JP. This does not have anything really said about global, but it's kind of hopeful that we need to think of this. The devs did say they wanted to bring global and JP out at the same time, so if they still want to try and abide by that ruling, they either will sneak drop global at the same time with it, with a small little announcement, or either they will try to bring this out maybe a week or two later. Now, what I think about this, first of all, hey, it's good news because JP wise, heck, we know that a lot of JP players were waiting on the JP client, and a lot of things were changed in the JP client as well. Nothing that is like currency changing or anything like that, like such as like making things more expensive, but it definitely was a lot more things, graphical errors, like different little glitches and stuff, because they held a beta test back then, and a lot of folks gave some very positive little feedback for this, and a lot of things were cleaned up a lot more. So JP players are definitely going to be eating pretty darn good. They get to see exactly how that client's going to look very soon, and if I'm right, I think they should be having their Steam release for JP as well. So we will get to actually see how that client's going to perform and see how that does, to get a good gist of how global may be as well when it does release. But with that in mind, for us global players, we're still a little bit in the dark. We don't know too much about anything that's going on here. We only have the crumbs that they've been giving us a little bit, kind of leading us down the way, and we're just trying to hope that we may see something about global fairly soon. So to be honest, it's going to be an interesting time here. This video was mainly on the JP side of things here, but you guys let me know how y'all feel about this. Do y'all feel very hopeful that global may be around the corner, knowing that of course they're going to be releasing JP within this time frame most likely, or a little bit after, which hopefully it's not after, hopefully it's actually just in this time frame? Or do you guys think this global won't be happening for a few months? I want to know at least y'all opinion on this. I want to see how y'all feel about this, especially seeing that we now have kind of a little bit of a track record of now what's going on for JP. How will this affect at least the global players? Y'all let me know down below. And until next time, everybody, see you guys later. Have a nice day.